Hey, welcome back to Roll for Funny. I'm Ryan, and I am really bad at video games.
I'm Grayson, and flats are the best wings.
I'm Alicia, and I'm an adventure game enthusiast.
I'm Eric, and I like video games that cause me pain.
I like a little burn with my game.
Just a little bit. Not like just a little internal anxiety about...
Gaming punishment.
Yeah, gaming punishment. That's a good way to put it.
Well, should we jump right in and roll for funny?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go for it.
12.
13.
15.
I got 10, so it looks like we're maybe going to have a good podcast today.
Let's see how
It's a
this
good
goes
spread.
It's all kind of right in the same area.
Yeah.
Grayson at the bottom of the pack.
I know.
Sorry, hon.
I normally roll pretty high. That's so disappointing. Especially for a gaming episode.
I was just about to ask, so what is today's topic? Video games, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Gaming.
Yeah, I think pretty much everybody in this room has a really long history with video games to some extent.
Yes.
We're all millennials, so we grew up in a digital generation. And so I'm sure a lot of that really shaped us into the nerds that we are now.
Oh, yeah. I played computer games from the time I could functionally use a computer as a child.
Same.
So you started on PC instead of console?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Master Race.
No. I started on console.
I played way more on console as a kid, but I started on PC with like little educational games and stuff. So
I remember like the games that they would make you play in school, but my out of school video game was on PlayStation.
What games did they make you play in school?
They had like, do you remember?
Coolmathforkids.com.
Well, they had one where like...
What?
That was a great one.
It was so great. The little cube that you had to get in the hole.
Wait, no, does anybody remember the one where there was like, it was like, I don't know. I always thought it looked like Jumanji, but I've now also never seen Jumanji. But like you had to like climb up. You had to like do vocabulary words. You had to like climb up a volcano and not get hit by the rocks on your way up. And this was like the most fun game.
I tuned out after you said you've never seen Jumanji.
Rude.
What?
I know. I've never seen either one.
Oh my god! Even the new one's pretty good. But
I
the
didn't
old
see
one's
Jurassic
great.
Park till it came out in 3D.
Did anybody ever play Zoombeanies?
What is that?
Zoombeanies?
What
No.
is that?
It was like an educational, it was a logic game. And I played it, like adults played it and kids played it. It wasn't like just meant for children, but it was obviously aimed at children. But you designed like, I think it was like 16 or something of these little like blue orb guys that all looked different. And like the way you designed them affected the game. Because like a lot of the tasks and stuff you had to do, like you moved from place to place like over this mountain range or whatever to get them home to like their Zoombeanie land or whatever. And they like, so like for instance, you'd get to one and you'd have to build them all each pizzas in this like little stone oven. And the soundtrack was weird too. It had like weird music and stuff, but it was like logic shit where it'd be like, there's pepperoni and cheese and these two other toppings, and you try it and it like kicks them back. And like if it kicked it back super far, it means it liked some of the ingredients. So you had to like logically figure out. It's actually like kind of hard.
Just tell me what you want on your pizza.
Well, they can't speak English, babe. They're Zoombeanies.
All right, fair.
This sounds like a weird fever
It was
dream.
so fun. Yeah. And I actually got him to like get it like emulated or something on the computer. And I played it recently, and it was really glitchy, so it wasn't as fun as usual.
You could just get Pizza off the App Store.
No, it's not the same. The pizza thing was one of like 17 little tasks that you had to do. There was all kinds of different stuff, and you just like journeyed them. It was like the Hobbit journey, but with these little circles, and it was my favorite game as a kid.
These little circles.
Other than The Sims 2.
Well, so speaking of childhood, then, what was everybody's first like video game that really impacted them?
Yeah, good start, Grayson. Good start.
Apparently, Zoombeanies is real serious.
Zoombeanies and Jumpstart games. All the Jumpstart Kids games.
The first game I can remember playing, like, in my, like, cognitive, like, mind was Ruff's Bone.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of that.
So it was a video game picture book, and it was almost like a children's book where like you would play the game and you would interact with the scene, but when you completed whatever activity you had to do for that scene, it would flip to the next page of the book, and it was just about this dog named Ruff, and he was trying to find his bone.
Aw, that's adorable.
It's kind of cute.
I'll have to find it and play it.
Yeah.
Ask my mom about it next time you see her. She'll be like, oh yeah,
That's
Ruff's
really
Bone.
cute.
Yeah. That was my very first game ever. I can take you through like each like 5 years of my childhood and like tell you about every game that I played probably.
What about you, Eric?
I feel like y'all's parents had a lot better handle on the video games you played. Because I remember my first one. Well, I mean, I had like a Nintendo growing up, so like I had Mario and stuff like that. But like speaking of games that were like have stuck with me forever, and it's just been like something that I've always really enjoyed with Metal Gear Solid. And like I played a lot of games before that too, but like GoldenEye 2 on Nintendo 64. But like Metal Gear Solid has always been that one game that I'm just like, I look back on playing and I'm like, yeah, that was the game. Like that was it. Like the original Metal Gear Solids from like PlayStation 1 and 2. Like I always tell us like I left my PlayStation on for 2 days straight because I didn't have a memory card because I couldn't afford a memory card, and I wanted to beat the game. And the only way to beat the game so it doesn't remove your progress is to leave it on.
Oh my god!
But was that like your first game as a kid though?
No. So like my first game was probably Super Mario.
Okay.
Yeah, like regular Nintendo Super Mario cartridge, like blowing the thing and then put it in. You got to turn it to channel 3. Like
I remember that, yeah.
Like I know that like I played Nintendo games and like because I remember blowing on cartridges and like playing those kind of games, but I don't remember any of them. The first one I ever distinctly remember playing was Baldur's Gate: Dark Alliance.
Yeah.
On the original PlayStation with my parents. And it always stuck with me because my dad, there's only 3 characters, right? There's a human ranger, a dwarf,
like warrior,
barbarian or fighter or something, and then like an elven sorceress. My dad always wanted to be the sorceress because he wanted to look at her butt the whole game. And so they always made me be the dwarf, and I was always mad. But I was like 10 maybe, so I would like run around and just pick up all the loot while my parents killed everything, and then they would get mad because I picked up all the loot.
You're like, I'm not sharing.
Or alternately, they would get mad because they couldn't carry anything because they were lighter characters, and they would make me carry all the shit that they wanted.
So you were like doing chores for them in video games.
Basically. It was really fun though. It's really just kind of like a smash hit. Like there's not a lot of technique to it, but like we liked it so much. Eric and I actually got it and started playing it from Steam. Mm-hmm. We haven't finished it yet, but it's really fun. It's just like I'm like, oh yeah, I remember all of this from when I was a kid, and it's so fun to go back through.
The first game that I really remember, like actually that wasn't an educational game, because obviously like those games were like my first like very young child on the dinosaur computer. My first like games that I like avidly remember playing regularly was, for one, Mortal Kombat with my dad. Which I later found out that he was playing the computer and I was holding a controller that wasn't plugged in. Yeah. Due to old family photos, I figured that out. I was so mad. I thought that I was like a child prodigy at that game because I would kick his ass all the time. And really, it was just that my dad was just okay at the game.
You want to play Mortal Kombat, Dad?
Yeah, and I was the computer.
Yeah.
So Mortal Kombat, and then we had a PlayStation 2, and I played Turok, where you kill dinosaurs.
It's a pretty intense game. Like on a side note, that's a pretty intense game.
It was insane. I loved that game. And then Smuggler's Run. And me and my brother would just play it on like free play, and like the cops would chase you and you just like drive through the forest on like a side by side basically. Or a dune buggy is what we always picked, and we'd put it in first person perspectives and like pretend like we'd sit real close to the TV and pretend we were driving.
That's cute.
Yeah, that was a really fun game. And then I played the Bratz game.
I wasn't allowed to play Bratz because they look like sluts.
They did look like sluts.
I had to play a lot of games on the Barbie website though as a kid.
Speaking of website games, what was like your first like Flash game?
Newgrounds.com. Ray, part 1.
It was always cool math for kids for me.
I used to play, I remember I spent a lot of time on that website, and I don't remember what the website's called anymore, but I remember that there was like, it was Battle something. I don't know, but it was just a website that hosted a bunch of other Flash games. And I don't even remember what it was called, but I remember playing a ton of different games.
That's what Newgrounds was. It was like a website that it was nothing but like thousands on top of like tens of thousands of Flash games that people had made. And like anyone who was anyone had a game on Newgrounds, and they were all, not all, hang on, not every single one of them were phenomenal, but there were like some bangers in that like setup.
Well, it's funny too. I remember a lot of the games that I played on there, I've seen like years later now adapted into like apps.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, I get to go and play this game I used to play all the time as a kid.
Now it's monetized.
Now it's monetized.
I just had a core memory unlocked talking about the Flash games. Do y'all remember that stupid, like back when like memes were first like becoming like a big thing, And like it was MySpace era, like
Oof.
young teenagers to pre-teenage for all of us, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe not you, but
Okay.
Rude.
Sorry, babe, you're old.
but I don't remember what the name of the website was, but I feel like I got to it from a link from board.com.
Oh,
Y'all remember board.com?
Oh my god.
It was like an IQ test game, but it was like little meme faces and stuff, and it was stupid, and none of it made any sense, where it would be like a lot of these new apps that come out where it's like, save the dog, and you have to like do something like, you think you have to draw on the screen, but really you have to like drag something from off the screen that you didn't realize was part of the game, like stupid stuff like that, or like find the matching whatever, or like make it light outside and you'd have to like turn the sun off or on or whatever,
or like
stuff
increase
that
your brightness on your phone, those kind of things.
yeah, like the stuff. Well, and it wasn't on
But it
a
was
phone.
computer.
Yeah, but like just weird logic stuff. And I remember like beating it after. I mean, it was like 145 levels or something crazy like that. And me and my
Okay.
friends would sit and play it. And it made you restart. Like you had to get to checkpoints, and it was only ever like 20 levels.
Oh yeah.
And some of them were really hard, like where you had to like drag the mouse without touching the edges or whatever, and it would take forever. I remember playing that. That was like one of my first like stupid Flash games that I ever.
That's funny.
It was bizarre.
Those games make me rage out.
Yeah.
I will say I probably had a much different video game experience than most people our age, because my dad has always been in IT.
Yeah.
So he's been very serious about cybersecurity my whole life. So I didn't get to do
Aww.
but I mean, I still had fun. I will say after like playing PS2 games as a kid and like, like the random Nintendo game here or there, where it really launched off in teenagedom was when my parents started playing World of Warcraft. And it was so bright and colorful, and I wanted to play it, and they didn't want to pay for a subscription, so they put me on Diablo 2 instead. But
Which is better?
I'm not even going to disagree, because I don't like Diablo because it's not pretty enough. But I understand it has a huge following and I respect it. But
I hate Diablo.
I spent many, many, many years playing a lot of World of Warcraft and raging the out on people that would gank the out of me for hours. But yeah, that was ultimately probably the biggest into my adulthood, was playing WoW.
It's like funny enough
too.
because like my dad was in IT and still is, like, again to the cybersecurity
too.
point, like, but growing up, like, we got to play like almost whatever we wanted, but we couldn't play anything that was online, period. Like, WoW, for example. We couldn't play World of Warcraft. Does anyone remember Need for Speed series?
Yep.
There was a Need for Speed Motor City Online. We didn't get to play it because it was an online game. We couldn't talk. But funny enough, we like got on AIM and Yahoo Messenger and stuff like that. But
Had
beside the
access to
point,
all the weird chat rooms and stuff
Yeah.
that came with that.
yeah, you can go talk to strangers, but you can't play video games with them.
Yeah.
Because they might do stuff to you. But yeah, it's like the same thing. Like all we could play was single player games where you like. And like that's kind of translated to me now is like I can only now play games that are like single player and like they're meant to like you do the grind, you work on everything. Like and even like I'm probably going too far into the cast now, but like Lost Ark, you're supposed to play it with a group of people.
Yeah.
Like hell no. Like I want to run around and blast stuff like
I'm
just
not a
by
big
myself.
online gamer either. I just
Yeah.
never really have been. I like to play stuff that I can take it at my own pace and have fun.
Yeah, I want to say ultimately that's why I ended up I stopped playing MMORPGs.
Yeah.
It's because like everything from this point, it's like it's all World of Warcrafts. They all have the same structure, and anything that forces me to play with strangers, I don't want to play.
Yeah. Especially because, like, I don't want to have to talk to them. Like, a lot of those games, you have to do things so fast, you need to get in a chat room or something.
Yeah.
And I don't want to, I don't want them to hear my voice.
Stranger danger.
Yeah, I don't want to jump on vent with randoms. I don't want to have to get into a raid where there's strategy and people will rage out on you if you don't do it right,
Yeah.
or they have certain raid times and this and No. I don't want a game where people have requirements for me. I'm playing to have fun.
I'm like traumatized from Xbox 360, like
Modern
Call of
Warfare
Duty.
2.
Yeah, like, I remember like my brother would be playing or something because I was never really into like shooter games like that or anything. But I would like take his headset and be like, I want to talk to people, and he'd be like, sure. And they'd immediately like just disgusting, horrible stuff the whole time. I was like, let me take these off.
There's a really weird culture around.
Yeah.
That era.
Specifically like Call of Duty.
And where it
That
started,
specific game, though, like, that was what
Yeah.
everyone talks about as Modern Warfare 2. Like,
Yeah.
that was the time where toxicity in online shooters was, like, at its peak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what about that game and just the format of it and being able to play with other people created this really weird toxic culture.
Like weird counterculture.
Yeah, that is then, like, it's translated into other ways in other games, but it's nowhere else has ever gotten to that extent.
I know.
And it's so weird.
Yeah.
Because, like, I've never played those games. First-person shooters don't really appeal to me. But I've never had the want to either because I always just heard how freaking horrible it was. Either people were just horrible if you were a kid, and then even worse if you were a female. And I'm like, why would I want to do that?
Even worse if you were a female kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I get nauseous and motion sick from those kind of games too. So I was
Yeah.
like, there's no winning in this.
It's just
for me.
not for me.
That would be an interesting thing. Like I would like we'd have to Google it and look, but I bet you there's been like some sort of like cultural study or experiment or something about that surrounding.
Oh, absolutely.
yeah.
Because to your point, like that phenomena of like the hundreds of thousands, probably millions of people that
definitely
jumped on
millions.
Call of Duty lobbies and just talked massive
that have
crap.
like professional jobs and
Yeah.
children.
Oh, yeah.
And like, or our children and are nice at school and make good grades and stuff, but get on there and just like let out this horrible, ugly side
I
of
guarantee you, a
themselves.
governor of
Yeah.
a state has called you a racial slur before because
On Call
you were
of
playing
Duty.
Call of Duty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you didn't even know it. Yeah.
And it just, I don't know. It was just this weird whole thing about it because you'd get, I don't
Next
know
thing
if it
you know,
was.
Governor Kemp sending a cease and desist.
Yeah,
You get,
News.
Like, were you that one kid?
yeah.
because Call of Duty introduced, they were the first ones to introduce that weird, like, 2-second sound clip after you die, you can hear somebody talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kill voice or whatever. I don't remember what it's actually called, but, like, you
Which
get that
is
2 seconds.
hilarious.
And it's so
Fucking
funny
hilarious.
sometimes because you just hear someone just like, just like going nuts about how they died or whatever, just yelling about lag, and then you get the lobby beforehand where everyone can just open mic and just talk.
Just rip.
Yeah.
I know, like, as much as I'm saying, like, oh yeah, it was horrible, people were horrible, I'm so glad it happened, though,
Oh,
because
yeah.
the comedy that came from it is
Oh yeah.
top notch.
And it's still funny now because you still see people playing in those kind of game spaces and now using it for monetary value of
Yeah.
like, hey, let's see how many horrible things somebody's going to say to me. And they jump in and they're like, ooh, ooh. And then they're like, go make a sandwich and
Yeah.
all these terrible things that they're saying to people.
Well,
and they're
it's-
just laughing like, this is for YouTube. I'm
Yeah.
making money off of this.
Exactly.
It's rolled into its whole own subgenre of comedy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like any streamer, go watch any streamer that plays any kind of FPS game now. Like they're going to either reference something like that from back in the day, or like any joke they make is going to be in that same vein, but maybe not nearly as dark
yeah.
and disturbing.
And then you get those people that are like, they're trying to insult some of the people who like went through the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 days, and they're like,
Yeah.
this is nothing. I survived Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah,
It's like, also, it wasn't as bad, like, as far as the vulgar, horrible stuff, but that game Halo,
Oh yeah.
when it got super popular, it was also like its own
yeah.
I would
whole
say that
culture
game
of people.
Halo, like,
Yeah.
wasn't one of the biggest
I didn't
games.
play it. I've
You
never
guys probably
been
never
into,
heard of it.
I've never been into games like that, but I can't even look at that game just knowing other people that played it without thinking of teabagging.
I want to say that's probably where that originated, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Guaranteed where
that or
originated.
Counter Strike one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Counter-Strike was...
I still play CS:GO. I'm not gonna lie.
I haven't played CSGO. I played Counter-Strike Source back in the day.
Yeah.
And that game was something else. Like, the amount of hours and just time people put into that game versus a
Yeah.
lot of other ones was insane.
There's literally like it's a whole nother topic, but there's literally a Major League Gaming like MLB, like Major League Baseball, but
Yeah.
for gaming where
Yeah.
people play Counter Strike, like and get paid
Oh,
hundreds
yeah.
of thousands of dollars.
Oh,
Same
yeah.
with that stupid car soccer. What is it called?
Rocket League.
Rocket League,
Rocket
yeah.
League.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had an ex who was obsessed with Rocket
Never
League.
played it.
And he showed it to me once, and I was like, "You're a car," and he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "And you're playing soccer," and he's like, "Yeah." I was like,
No, thank you.
"That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in
Yeah.
my life."
It looks like it'd be
I
entertaining.
think it's kind of fun.
I can't get into stuff like that. I'm
Not
like
my
I've
vibe.
said as my intro before on this podcast, I am like a cozy gamer.
It's one of those passive, like, I don't know what else to play kind of games. Like,
Yeah.
I don't feel like shooting stuff. I don't feel like completing objectives. Like, I just want to sit back.
Well, shooter games are fun to me in a party where you're with people. Like, if the
Yeah.
4 of us got on Left 4 Dead right now,
Oh yeah.
sitting in the same room together, split screen, and played Left 4 Dead, that's fun.
Yeah.
Y'all
I don't
would be
like being
carrying
live.
me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm terrible at shooter games.
It's like a fun one.
I
though.
can't even play Tiny Tina's by myself because I
Yeah.
just die repeatedly. I'm really
It's
bad at
hard.
it, but I have a great time.
Yeah.
And that's one of the big things with me, especially lately. Like growing up, I could sit there and play a video game by myself for 12 hours and not have any issues. But like right now, and I've noticed in the past few years, like playing a game by myself is nowhere near the level it was growing up. Like
Same.
if I'm playing with someone, I'll sit there forever. Like if my brother jumps on and we're playing the same game at the same time, I can sit there and play for hours and hours and not even worry about it. But now I'm struggling to find games to play by myself.
Yeah, I'm not there yet. I'm like, please let me play by
Yeah.
myself.
It depends on the game for me. Like
This little
Minecraft,
fantasy
I
world.
have to have other people. And I can play for like 8 hours straight if I'm on there with like my crew of people
Yeah.
on our server. And if we're like chatting live and everything and like have a goal in mind or whatever, then we can play for hours. But everything else, like, just leave me alone. I have 2 monitors and I like to have a YouTube video playing on one.
Yeah.
And then I'm playing whatever comfortable, nice, relaxing, de-stressing game I want on the other. And I don't care what anyone says, just because we were just talking about this last night. Just because a game doesn't involve shooting and violence does not make it not a video game.
Yeah.
You cannot say I'm not a gamer because I have a lot of hours in some games. They're just not violent games.
Yeah.
Get good,
Well,
bro.
I mean, you could argue whether or not Sims is violent. You
Well,
can drown
yeah.
people on
Yeah,
purpose.
there's some interesting
You
mods
can
around
mod
that.
it. Yeah, I have like the kidnapping one and
Well,
stuff. I don't have any mods installed right now.
Yeah.
But
Well, I
you
guess
can.
before we get too far into that, I guess next week we're going to cover what our current favorites are and all-time favorites.
So what is current? Like past 90 days? Like, cause
I would say-
I'm pretty ADHD
I would say
with games.
within the last like few years, something that you repeatedly go back to, something you talk about all the time, something you can't wait for the next game.
I'm thinking about it.
Oh, I can
Okay.
go. I'm ready.
Go ahead.
I've got them already
I already
because I
know you
already
do.
know. Animal
do, too.
Crossing is one. I've played through and gotten like 5-star Island like multiple times. I'm getting sick of it now because it's kind of repetitive. And like I wish that they'd come up with some other stuff to do on it at this point.
They
or
need some
something.
DLC for that game.
Well, there's always DLC. It's just once you have gone through the initial process, and since it's in real time, if you don't want to cheat, it takes like a minimum of like 2 weeks of daily play
Yeah.
to get through to the point where you can kind of free play. And if you're experienced with the game, you just are trying to get to the free play point, and it's hard to commit to a daily game for like 14 days.
Of tedious stuff.
Yeah, just tedious grind.
Well, tedious and limited.
Yeah,
stuff
where you
because
have
there's
to
no free
just
play.
be like, okay, well, I guess I'm done for
But
the
you're
day.
waiting on your building, and you're like, well,
Yeah.
can't do anything until
Or
tomorrow.
cheat. Yeah, and then people are like, well, it's not really a 5-star island if you cheated your way there or whatever. And it's like,
still got Lily of
okay.
the Valley growing on it.
Yeah,
so.
so whatever. But yeah, so I played that. And then I'm saving the best for last because you already know. And then currently I'm playing Disney Dreamlight Valley, which is amazing because it's like all that stuff I'm complaining about with Animal Crossing isn't there in that. Like I can zoom out and edit the whole world. I can, like, plants regrow within several minutes of being there as long as you water them and stuff. Like, you're just not having to wait days. And it's still in real time, like Animal Crossing, which is cool. Because I like knowing, like, I like that it reflects what time of day it is for me. The only part that sucks about that is I work full time, so it's always sunset. I never get to see my game in full daylight. But
Can I interrupt and side rant for a second, though?
yeah.
Sure.
It's a Disney video game, and Disney does this with everything. Movies, cartoons, video games, whatever. All the female characters on that game are thick. Why, Disney?
Every time.
Why? Why?
They
That
are.
and Pixar.
Well, yeah, and it's Pixar characters, too. in it.
Pixar
Oh.
is especially about it, but yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
her
Pixar-
character on her
Pixar
game's
likes
got a
them.
dump truck. I don't know why.
All of them, all the options did. Like, there was one, like, anorexic looking one that you could pick.
Oh my
that
God.
didn't, but I picked, like, the mid-range one.
I was bragging to him about the character customization because you turned me on to it too, and I've
Yeah.
been playing nonstop since I started. But I got really excited when I was doing the customization options because they had like vitiligo skin options,
Yeah.
and I thought that was so cool. And I don't feel like I've seen that in any other game other than maybe Sims.
Yeah, and I think with Sims, you still have to mod it in.
Yeah.
I don't think think it's like just on there.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm like, for like an early access Disney game, like that's really cool and inclusive to see.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that was really cool. But yeah, it's everything about Animal Crossing that you don't like because you end up getting bored with it.
Yeah.
But it continues to give you stuff to do by questing, and you've always got new characters. And because it's early access, you see how much room there is for growth in it, and so it's actually like exciting because you're like, oh, there's gonna be so much to do, and I'm not gonna get bored for a while.
Yeah, and not to hate on Animal Crossing, because I was also just telling Alicia this. If I could play that game again for the first time, I 100% would. It is an amazing game. I love it. It's just not a game you can repeat over and over and over again. Which, like, and this Disney one probably isn't either.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have, like, a huge opinion on the game yet, because I'm not that far into it. But so far, from what I've played, like, I almost wanted to not come here tonight and stay home and play it. So that's how much I like it right now.
Well, Grayson, then tell us about your absolute favorite game of all time.
My absolute favorite game of all time.
Can we take guesses first?
Yeah.
I think it's Doom Eternal.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's
It's
definitely. That's
Doom.
Yeah.
Just regular Doom.
Wow, because I was going to say Borderlands.
No,
sure.
yeah, no, actually.
We're all wrong?
No, you're all wrong.
Oh
It
my
is
Oh my
The
goodness.
Sims 4.
Holy schmoly.
Oh my God, I would have never guessed.
I have been playing that game since it was released in 2014. And I've had the same account like pretty much the whole time.
That is 8 years for people who can't do math.
Yeah,
I can't.
so I had the same account since like college, and I went to college in 2015. So for like the first year that I played obsessively, that time is not tracked. So keep that in mind. I have almost 4,000 hours in The Sims 4.
Do you want to publicly disclose how much money you've spent on Sims?
Oh, over $1,000 because I own every expansion pack and I pay for them. Like, I'm not doing anything illegal. I own all of them, and like I want to support the Sims, you know. So, and I play like a true simmer. I don't have any mods. I don't have any custom content. I just play with what they provide on there. And I've like played with mods and stuff before. I've had like some save files where like I would install mods just to play those and then uninstall them or like unaccess them to play the rest of my game because it's fun to experiment with, but the game just runs so much better and like does what it's supposed to without the mods, so I love it. But anyway, yeah, I weirdly enough, with how many hours I have in that game though, I have not really done much of the gameplay. Like like, you know, there's like Strangerville where you can solve the mystery and you can become a mermaid and you can play the vampire thing and they came out with werewolves and like I haven't done any of that.
You can be a ghost. You can turn into a plant.
Yeah,
You can
I
do
haven't
everything.
done any of that. I
Into a
literally, I like to
Yeah.
build. Oh yeah, you can plant sim.
What?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you have to like go in the sun to like eat and stuff.
Yeah.
Too. Like you photosynthesize. I saw it on TikTok.
What the
I've
heck?
played Sims. I will say after trying for a while, it's just goes, oh, my interest the same way.
Oh,
like
God.
I need. It's probably because of my background with MMOs, but like I need like dedicated quest lines and like something to do to pull me through a story.
Yeah.
And I also don't really mind a beginning and end game. Like open worlds are great, but like
Yeah.
you're always waiting on the next expansion.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Sims is weird because it's not really like, it is an open world and it's not an open world kind of at the same time.
It's a fishbowl.
Yeah, I just like that it's like, you can play it however you want. Like you can make it fantasy, you can make it real life, you can make it your life if you want. Like just anything. Like I like imagine stories in my head constantly that I like wish I would write because I could probably write a cool story, but I don't.
Yeah.
But I make them in The Sims and play it out, and it's really fun. It's like just a fun, cool, creative outlet for me.
Yeah.
And I've been obsessed with that game forever, and I will never not be obsessed with it, I don't think. And I heard that they may be announcing Sims 5 soon.
Oh, nice.
And I don't know if I'm going to transition to Sims 5 right away. I'll probably buy it and see.
Yeah.
But like, Sims 4 is where it's at. Sims 3 has better gameplay, but Sims 4 is where it's at right now. So.
At least you can admit it.
Oh, 100%. They needed to include a lot more from Sims 3 and Sims 4, but still, great game. I already know some of yours, so.
Yeah, I'm going to wait because I have a whole rant. I'm ready. Somebody else want to go?
You want to roll for next? All right.
Roll for next.
10 and below me, 10 above you.
Sure.
I rolled a 10.
10 or below. That's you.
I thought you said 10 or above. We're just
Oh.
going to
He
roll
did
at the
for
same
both.
time, and whoever rolls higher.
All right, that works.
That sounds great.
You're going. You're going. No matter what you rolled, you're going.
I rolled a 6.
I rolled a 1.
No, I rolled a 9. Excuse me.
It doesn't matter if you rolled a 2.
Wait, so what was the actual topic we were talking about?
Favorite games.
Like current favorites.
Current favorites? That one's hard for me because, like I was saying, like it's hard for me to find games to play by myself right now. So, like, I've been jumping between several different games. Recently downloaded Lost Ark again, and I've been having a lot of fun with that.
Woot woot.
New World, which if nobody knows, is Amazon's MMO, which is actually really, really good and well done.
all World of Warcraft.
The combat is completely different than World of Warcraft.
All World of Warcraft.
And it's
'Cause
probably a lot prettier than World of Warcraft.
It's very awesome looking.
It's colorful.
It's too realistic.
That was actually one of the side tangent from my video games. Because I played Diablo 2 first. Like that was my very first like game in that genre was Diablo 2 because my brother played it. And when we first looked up World of Warcraft, because I started playing World of Warcraft in 2004, like when it came out, like original World of Warcraft back in the day.
Oh yeah, he was in it.
Nerd.
I wasn't even on there till.
Oh yeah, no,
Crusades.
I've been in that game for 15 years, like since it came out or longer. You know, like or not since you can't play a game since it's been longer, but yeah, I've been in that game since it came out. And when we first saw it, I was like, that looks cartoony. I don't want to play that shit. And then we started playing it, and of course I've had like an on and off thing with it ever since because it's always that one game that anytime there's a new expansion, I'm like, okay, well I have to play it. Like they're about to release a new one, Dragonflight, which actually has a lot of really cool stuff going on with it. So I'll play that for the first probably 4 months when it comes out, like I usually do with every single expansion. And then I'll be done with it because MMOs, you have to have friends and you have to play with people and you have to do coordinated stuff like y'all were talking about. And it's just not something I can commit myself to because it is a commitment when you do things like that. You schedule a time. You're going to be with these people for 3 to 4 hours for one night a week, 2 to 3 times a week. And that's the time that you're going to have to be with them to accomplish whatever certain tasks. In addition to that, doing whatever dailies and whatever other random things to get your character to the point where you can continue progressing and doing all this other crap. And I just don't have time for that anymore. I mean, I do, but mentally I don't think I have time for that because it doesn't hold my attention like it used to. And I used to play the game a lot, but New World is a lot different. And I found myself with that game specifically, they have a very different sort of crafting style than World of Warcraft. Like, their crafting and gathering is, I don't know. Whenever the beta was out, I was a part of the beta, and I sat there for like 4 hours straight just chopping trees. I don't know why. It was so fun.
I know why. Because you have ADHD.
Yeah.
And you hyperfixated
Yeah.
on chopping trees
Yeah.
in a video game.
It was so fun. I don't know, because I was like, I got to get my skill up to 50 so I can start chopping these other trees.
Oh my god.
And so I just sit there chopping trees nonstop for 4 hours, and like the gathering in that game is really fun. And like life skilling is what they call it in a lot of other video games, and I've never been into that. So like that was the first game I was like, oh yeah, crafting is actually really fun in this game. So like I'm going to focus on that quite a bit. And so I spent a lot more time doing that than actually leveling. So like everyone in the guild or whatever I was in was like leveling super fast and just going at it. And I'm like, I'm just chopping trees. I'm chopping trees. And just gathering like what other random stuff that there was to do. And so that was really fun. And then, of course, Elden Ring is probably the game I've spent the most time on recently. Because like at this point, I played again last night for a little bit. I've got 270 something hours in that game, which is for me nothing. That's not a lot of hours for me.
Yeah.
Because
Dear
I
God.
can spend a lot of time playing a video game if I'm invested in it. Honestly, that 270 hours was probably within the first couple months of it being out. Like, beating it several times over and then being like, well, I've done everything, so.
Which is crazy to think, because like the Soulsborne games or the Souls-like games,
Yeah.
like Bloodborne, for example, is supposed to be a ridiculously long game.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to think like Elden Ring is like long enough that. How many times have you beat it in that 270 something hours?
4.
Yeah,
But
like,
that's not like straight playthroughs. That's just like I
main
beat
objective.
it 4 times, going and gathering whatever random items and doing
Yeah.
quests. And the one like sorcerer character I made specifically to do a specific quest line
Yeah.
that I ruined on a different character that I couldn't do anymore.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry. Side note, I have tried games like that, and specifically Dark Souls. I tried. Those games are horrible.
I tried Dark Souls for 30 minutes and rage quit.
Yeah,
told you.
I hate them.
I like games that cause me pain.
Yeah,
And those are the
I-
games.
Hate them. I like some games like that where it's a challenge and you get frustrated or whatever, but the ones where it's just like, here's a boss, all right, here's another boss, all right, here's another boss, and they're all really fucking hard. I can't do it. I hate them. I don't like them at all.
Yeah.
Me and Ryan were having a conversation about that on the way back from getting dinner, and it's not that the bosses are hard, it's that it's a different style of gameplay most people aren't used to.
Yeah.
And that waiting for opportunities to actually take advantage of the animations of the boss to get hits.
Yeah, like actually knowing what your opponent's about to do,
Yeah.
and being able to react to it, and then being able to put some action to
Yeah.
when your opponent's not. That's the hardest part for me to grasp of those games, and like that's the fun part in it to
Yeah.
me is figuring that out.
And like, so when I played through that game the first time, there's one specific boss, and I can't wait till you get to this one because I want to see how you do against it, because it took
An
me
Elden Ring?
Yeah.
Okay.
It took me days to kill this one boss. Like I spent probably 3 to 4 days, multiple hours a day trying to kill this one boss and just couldn't do it. I was just getting my ass kicked every time till I got to the point where I knew every single telegraphed move that this boss made
Oh my god.
by memory,
Yeah.
and how to make them do certain moves to give me better opportunities to hit them, like down to the
Yeah.
T.
But that's what From Software wants. Like
Yeah.
that's what they're making you do. Like that's the whole idea on the Souls-like games.
Yeah,
to figure that
I
kind
got
of stuff out.
so good at that one boss fight from having to fight it for so long, and it was the hardest boss in the game, and it's not even one of the main bosses. It's a side boss just to get into a different area.
Yeah, see, I would get killed like max 4 or 5 times and be like, all right, this game's not for me.
Yeah,
I can't do it. Not for me.
Shout out to Draconic Tree Sentinel. Put my ass for 3 days.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one was really fun for a while. But like that's one of those games that, and Elden Ring has it better than the other Soulsborne games because it is an open world, and that's like the first one they've done like
And it's
that.
beautiful
Yes,
too. Oh
it is
my Lord.
amazing looking, and there's so much to see. Like the world is massive. Once you beat it, like you beat the main story, and of course there's other random little quests you can do along the way. But once you've beat the main story and like you've kitted your character out to a point where you really can't do anything else other than level up, it's not really worth it to do anything else.
Yeah.
For me. So like I said, I beat it 3 times with a few different builds that I wanted to try out, but after that I was like, I kind of can't. So like I'll go back and try it, and I'm like, I'm just gonna rush through the whole game, and I already know the exact path I need to
Yeah.
take.
Know where to go, and
Was that the game you were playing in bed last night?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was telling him about that, the Steam Link,
Yeah.
which don't want to derail us, but Steam Link is a freaking phenomenal technology. And if you have the capability to do it in your home, I highly suggest that you take advantage of it.
If you're not already just using a gaming laptop.
Yeah.
You have a
Yeah.
stationary PC.
Yeah.
It's super great.
Cool.
What about you, babe?
So I've got quite a few. I'm going to try to like compress this into like the shortest amount of time possible as I can.
Sorry. I went,
I'll
went on
start.
a little bit.
Oh man, I'll start with the games I've gotten into recently, and it's games that I didn't grow up playing or anything like that, and I've just kind of almost like learned to like recently has been MMORPGs. Like specifically, Eric mentioned Lost Ark earlier. I have fallen in love with Lost Ark. That is so much fun. And that, the classics like Diablo 2, I did Path of Exile for about 10, 15 hours. I got kind of bored of it. It's pretty repetitive. But Lost Ark has been absolutely so much fun. So much fun. I have no idea why, because it's a repetitive game too. You hit a new map, complete all these objectives, go to the new map, do the same objectives, go to the next map. But I think it's the fact that in my caveman brain, it's not just swords and magic. It's like I can actually use guns and like really crazy, ridiculous. You can build insane attack combinations.
Yep.
That just like obliterate anything that stands in front of you.
It sounds like the stuff that Tiny Tina's was promising and didn't really deliver on,
Yeah.
because that game was very repetitive.
Yeah.
Like I've had bosses in Lost Ark where like HP was like over like 10,000, 11,000 HP, and I knocked him out in like 2 or 3 moves because of the way you can combine attacks. It's so much fun, and just in the combat, I guess, is really where it's fun. So MMORPGs I've recently got into. I'm recently kind of digging into and getting into the Souls-like games like we were talking a second ago. I started with Dark Souls Remastered on Switch. Love my Switch to death. Playing Dark Souls on a Switch is a pain in the ass, but I'm just going to say it. It's a pain in the ass playing Dark Souls on Switch. Highly recommended to play it where you can play it on a full-size controller, because I played it again last night on my Xbox controller on PC, and it is way more fun, way more controllable. So with that, of course, Elden Ring. I don't know which one I want to go through and finish first, either Dark Souls Remastered or Elden Ring, but I'll probably finish Elden Ring first because it's more beautiful, and I'll probably spend more time in it because it's more fun to look at. The last two, historically, where I've spent the most amount of time, and I could probably talk hours about, almost any kind of racing game. So like growing up, Gran Turismo 3 on the PlayStation 2, my lord, I've spent some time on that. Need for Speed Underground, Underground 2, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed, Need for Speed 1 and 2, especially Special Edition.
Jeez.
Need for Speed Underground 2 was my absolute jam. And then Need for Speed Most Wanted. That was so much fun with the BMW M3.
Unless you're trying to play Mario Kart, I do not want to play a race game with you.
And then my last one, and this is probably the same for like most gamers out there, FPS games.
Yeah.
Oh my lord. You said you've got like 4,000 hours in The Sims. Like I've probably got over 4,000 hours collectively just playing FPS games. And most recently, just so I can narrow it down and not talk for 5 more hours, if I had to recommend, and my most favorite game lately has actually been a game called Proteus. And it's like, it's part of the genre that people nowadays are calling boomer shooters. So it's a first person shooter design. It was built in like 2019, 2020 with all this modern technology and everything, but it's built to look like a game that came from like 1998, 1999 with those style graphics. But it's really fast paced, really fun. It's really Doom-like. So it's really just visceral. And like you can't misstep, you can't mess up. You have to like be good at it. And it's so violent and it's so much fun. And I highly recommend it. Anyone that likes FPS games, Proteus. Oh my lord.
Tell them why you like racing games now so much, because of your setup.
Oh, because I've got a racing wheel, I've got actual pedal set with a clutch, and I've got a 6-speed shifter. Come on, Forza Horizon 5 in whatever car you want to drive with an actual shifter. And come on.
Yeah, he set me up on that one time and put the VR headset
You played
on
Project
me.
Cars, yeah, with a VR headset and a steering wheel.
So like
That
I am
sounds awesome.
driving the car.
She drove a Camaro.
For real. And I wrecked it. And I have not had a more real life terrifying experience of wrecking a car than I did. Oh, my eyes burn. Than I did in that moment.
I highly recommend next time y'all come over to our place and there's not like something we have to do, you have to like let me set up the racing wheel and the pedals and everything and put on the VR headset and like
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
Sounds horrifying.
It's really
so
fun,
much
but
fun.
it's so scary. I wrecked into like the race wall. Oh my god!
she literally
like,
screamed like she was in a
yeah.
wreck.
I like took my hands off the steering wheel and like
Jesus, take the
reached for my
wheel.
seatbelt that wasn't there. Like I freaked out because he's got like a gaming chair, kind of like what I'm sitting in now, which nobody on the podcast can see, but it's like a racer chair.
Mm-hmm.
And then pedals and a steering wheel, and like it's terrifying.
And the steering wheel like responds like force feedback like how it's supposed to. Like you hit a certain patch of dirt or something and it's like jerking around.
It's pretty cool. It's Alicia's turn.
I did bring my Switch because I wanted to check my hours. Because I did play a lot of Animal Crossing. I played out of Animal Crossing, And then after the fact, I unintentionally got a Lily of the Valley tattoo, and now I joke that it's my Animal Crossing tattoo. But my Switch says that I've played 590 hours or more of Animal Crossing,
Wow.
which does not surprise me because I've redone my island many times, and I have all the villagers that I want, and I've done Treasure Island, so I have everything that I could want in the game. Like, I know way too much about that game, and I was never an Animal Crossing person. Like, I never played before New Horizons came out.
Those are rookie numbers. We got to get those numbers up.
Oh my god, those are good for
my
Animal
God.
Crossing. But as many people know, because I will talk about it endlessly in my real life, my favorite game of all time is pretty much any Legend of Zelda game, but Breath of the Wild is absolutely top notch, and I could scream from the rooftops about how much I love that game and talk about it endlessly. But, like, I started playing Legend of Zelda when I was in high school at a Wii, and I was playing Twilight Princess on it, and the graphics on it are so bad. But it's a cute game, and I really like the lore that goes into Zelda. And, like, I don't know, just everything about it. It's cute because it's kind of fantasy, it's kind of Renaissance-y, but, like, you've got this ongoing storyline about this princess, this knight, and this villain that get reincarnated. And a lot of people, like, argue about which games technically come first, but, like, there is a timeline for Zelda, and there's, like, 5 games, and then 2 branches of timelines based off of whether the hero succeeds or the hero fails. And it goes on and on from there, and, like, I love everything about it. But Breath of the Wild was, like, game-changing. Because most Zelda games are so, like, 2D side-scroller. And, I mean, you know, they're very original Nintendo games. But Breath of the Wild being open world, I, like, jumped off the Great Plateau. And I was like, ooh, shiny. Ooh, shiny. Ooh, shiny. Literally until I got where I was going. And it was just, like, I've never had that much fun in a game. My Switch says I only have, like, 150 hours in it. And I guarantee that's wrong. I guarantee I've put so much
You
time
probably
into that
deleted
game.
the data and like replayed it or something and it didn't track.
Probably. I know I have 2 different SD cards, so it could be on my other one. But I've put so many hours into that game. I like to get completionist about games, like, cause I'm on the cozy adventure game side of things. Mm-hmm. So, like, I like questing. I like completionist. I like getting all the outfits. So I 100%ed Breath of the Wild. I played all the DLC content, except for that thing, the Trial of the Sword thing.
Oh, yeah.
Where you gotta...
You didn't do that.
Dude, I played like 25 levels of it and then just couldn't get anywhere because all I had was a stick and there was a moblin and I was just not getting anywhere. I kept dying, so I rage quit. But, like, I've put so much time into that game and, like, invested in the lore and, like, it's my background on my computer. Like, I love it. And then, of course, like, a week ago, they announced, oh, yeah, my whole phone theme is Zelda. Literally.
Oh, my God.
Jeez.
I love Zelda so much. I have a Master Sword in my kitchen. Like...
We don't have cameras going, but I would like to point out that Eric kind of looks like Link right now.
Yeah, that's why I started dating
With the
him.
dirty blonde hair and the green shirt and the...
He would make a fantastic Link.
My shirt's green.
You would actually play a
Yes.
really good Link.
Wait,
Fun side note,
Hold
Eric
on.
is colorblind.
Wait.
Yeah, Eric's
hold on.
colorblind.
Wait, no, my shirt's green.
Yeah.
Yes. A pretty green.
I thought it was gray. That's why I got it.
It's like a gray green.
Yeah, it's
Isn't
great.
everything pretty
but
much
it's
gray?
definitely
Didn't it come in a
No,
pack of Henleys?
Yeah.
No, he's not colorblind like a dog. He's he just mixes up like, what is it, red and green?
Yeah. Red, green, and blues.
Yeah.
He sees pink as gray.
Sometimes, depending on the shade.
But yeah.
Red.
But yeah, I love Breath of the Wild so much. I could talk about it till the end of days. And then, of course, like a week ago, they finally announced Breath of the Wild 2, Tears of the Kingdom. And I'm so excited. And it's very... They pulled in Skyward Sword elements, which Skyward Sword was also a great game. There's, like, floating islands and Have you not seen the trailers?
No. I saw where they announced it, but I haven't watched anything about it.
God, please, we're gonna watch it after this. It's
Cool.
so cool. But like, and you can tell through the trailers that they've reinvented all the different skills that you learn through the games. Have you guys played it?
I've only played Twilight Princess.
I've got probably upwards of 50 to 75 hours in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I maybe have 2
Okay, so you
hours
would know
in Breath
enough
of the
of it.
Wild.
Yeah, and then probably...
You might know enough of it then.
Yeah, just
But
a
you know,
little bit.
like you get like magnesis and stasis, like the little tools that he can
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So they've reinvented those for this. So like stasis is the one they keep showing in the trailer, but instead of just making something stay stationary that was in movement, you can actually back it up through time. So there's like
What?
things that have fallen off of these like floating islands, and you use your new stasis ability to literally make it go back up, and you use it to travel up to this island in the sky.
That's pretty
Or like
sick.
they showed like the spiked balls coming down with the bokoblins and all
Yeah.
that, and you can make that ball back up through time, and it ends up taking out those enemies.
It's like they're gonna make you get creative.
Am
with how
I
you
wrong
play it.
here, or did they do some of that with Ocarina of Time too?
It has been
Because
so
I
long
played
since I Ocarina.
some of that game, and I'm having a memory of a game like that where you had to manipulate time back and forth to move and get on
So-
things and stuff. And I'm wondering if it
Is that
was
Majora's
You're
that.
probably
Mask?
right, because Ocarina of Time did have a Song of Time where you would either reverse or back up time to complete tasks.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yep.
And then
And it had the song.
Yeah. Well, because in Majora's Mask too, you have to go back to the bell tower.
I was about to say,
and
Majora's
reverse
Mask
the beginning
had-
of the 3 days. Fuck, I never finished that game. I hate it so much.
I didn't play that one. The only thing I know about it is that Reddit story.
Yeah, it's horrible. Fuck that game. It's like not only does it have the spooky pasta, creepy pasta,
Spooky pasta.
spooky pasta.
Pasta.
Not only does it have the creepy pasta, but it is the hardest Zelda game. It is so hard. The moon is creepy as hell. Because Nintendo's notoriously late publishing Zelda games, but
Yeah.
also they're kind of quiet about the details of it. So there's been a lot of fan theory that it's going to give Ganon's full backstory, that Zelda may be a playable character in this one.
What?
Yeah. Well, because, she, got a haircut, and because you
Yeah.
haven't seen the original trailer, it shows her and Link going and finding Ganon's body underneath the castle. But, yeah, the whole castle lifts into the sky with all the malice around it. And, I'm not going to say it's, the best graphics in the world, but for what it is intended to be, the graphics of that game are beautiful.
Well, yeah, Zelda's never meant to be a mind-blowing. It's always meant to just be a very beautiful, even if it's
Simple,
pixel
yeah.
shader, basic graphics, it's meant to just look good, not
Yeah.
necessarily be photorealistic.
Yeah, no, but they do so well at that at
Yeah.
Nintendo. And yeah, it's such a beautiful game. The concept of it's fantastic. The storyline is great. I cried playing that game because the storyline was it got very intense because it showed a lot, especially on Zelda's end, because she's never a very prominent character, because it's like Mario, you go and save the princess from the castle.
Yeah.
But in this one, you got to see all these memories of Link's life with Zelda being her knight before Ganon and the Malice took over, and her having to go through all these struggles to get her power and not being able to reach it basically until Link was almost dead, and her crying and getting him to safety so that he could survive the next 100 years while she was holding Ganon in the castle, basically. It's just such a good game. I could go on endlessly. But yeah, that is absolutely my favorite game of all time, and I can't wait till the next one comes out a week before my birthday. It's like a personal birthday present to me from Nintendo. I'm so excited.
Isn't it crazy, when you just love a game so much and a new one is coming out? Just that feeling of, just euphoria of, this game that I have overplayed. And just, like I said, with Animal Crossing, I just want to replay it again for the first time. And then a new one comes out and you're like, oh my God, I get to replay it again. Yeah.
Can I share that moment with everybody? Because it's happening to me right now.
Yeah.
GTA 6 had some official leaks.
Yeah, I
the
told you
development.
about
Wait, for
that.
real?
Yeah.
I knew about it.
Yep, about
When?
150 videos were leaked of the development cycle of GTA 6.
Oh, shit.
The thing is, Rockstar has gone through and removed everything they could find of it, but you can, I'm sure
out
through
there.
4chan you can probably find yeah. Yep, and it is 100%. You're playing as a female protagonist, and it's going to be taking place in Vice City again.
Oh,
but,
nice.
But
Ooh.
it's not Vice City in the 80s. It's Vice City now.
I have a side note on Vice City
Yeah.
that I meant to actually say earlier when we were talking about childhood games. Vice City was the one game as a child I was not allowed to play. And I used to go over to my neighbor Felicia's house and play it at her house. And then
Hey,
one
Felicia.
day I played it so much. I mean, I played that whole game through with her. And one day I went home, and just because I'd been playing it so much and her parents allowed it and were fine with it, I slipped up. My mom was like, so what'd y'all do over there? And I was like, oh, we had chocolate milk and played Vice City. If I would have just kept talking, she probably wasn't paying that much attention, but I froze. And she looked at me and she was like, what'd you say? Oh, I got in so much trouble.
No.
Yeah. It was worth it. That game was so fun.
Alrighty. So what upcoming games are you guys looking forward to?
You guys go first because I got to think about it for a second.
Oh, on our end, I think we're both interested in the same one, other than Breath of the Wild 2, Tears of the Kingdom, which is called Nightingale, which is a new MMORPG, and it's kind of steampunky.
So I wouldn't call it an MMORPG. It's more of a open world survival crafting building game.
Okay, go off, I guess.
It's games like...
It's like Valheim, kind of.
Yes, pretty much, honestly. But it's like a steampunky thing, and
Prettier.
and I guess like the whole objective is there's these portals, and you can go to different worlds, and you can build whatever you want.
Yeah, like a bit more
Sounds like fancy
fantasy-based.
Minecraft. Which
Minecraft-
I didn't mention this whole time. I play Minecraft constantly. Let me just put
Minecraft
that
with
out there.
fantastic graphics.
Yeah,
But-
that's what I was gonna say. It's like a prettier Minecraft.
Well, does your like town get raided and stuff in Minecraft?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. But
It's rarer than
Like-
in games like that, but yeah.
giant trolls will come through your town or your house or whatever the place that you built and just destroy it, and it's real steampunky and cool looking. So
Yeah.
it was
That sounds
supposed to
cool.
release originally at the end of this year, but now it's not going to be releasing till like early next year.
Is that gonna be like a group game that we could try with y'all?
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, I can't promise that my interest is going to hold a super long time, but
Yeah,
it's
games
really
like that.
pretty and I am interested in playing it.
Yeah.
I got to be in a certain like headspace to like play like Valheim. Like I've got to be like just absolutely chill, no thoughts are going on. I
Yeah.
can put all my thoughts into playing something like that.
I have to beg him to play Minecraft with me.
So sick of Minecraft.
I love Minecraft, although I do get sick of it every now and then.
One day we might try Minecraft.
It's fun. I think you especially, Alicia, would get into it if you like really tried and played it.
Admittedly, I just know I never got into it because it's like everybody who played it was like a cringy 12-year-old boy. And I
Yeah.
was like, I'm too mature for that. I play World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I just never played it. And I still associate it with cringy 12-year-olds. But also, like, I know a lot of people my age that play it and like it and are, like, a lot more chill about it now.
Yeah.
So the temptation is there. I'm breaking down the mental barriers of, I don't want to be a cringy 12-year-old.
No, it's actually like pretty neat, like some of the stuff you can do in it. And I know like I had a server with like me, Felicia, and like 12 other people on it. Like all of our friends and family members could just log in whenever they wanted. We paid for the server.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, they would imagine your cat about to jump. They would like I would log out one night and log back in the next night, and they would have built like miles and miles of railroad tracks and stuff, like where we could travel all over the world. Like we went so in depth in that game for like a year.
Yeah.
So it's one of those games where you get out of it what you put into it.
Yeah.
You get in there and screw around and then you're gonna have nothing. But it's not a hard game. And there's like just enough fighting to make it interesting, you
Yeah.
know? So I think you'd like it. I think you should give it a try with me one day.
Okay.
We'll do a world together.
Yeah, I'll consider it. As soon as this, this Dreamlight Valley.
Oh yeah, it's
wears
gonna
off.
be a while.
Oh, and I still, this isn't an upcoming game, but I really want to play Cult of the Lamb because somebody was like, it's like Satanic Animal Crossing, which obviously
What?
that's something I want to play.
I've never heard of
Yes.
that.
Yeah, it looks really adorable.
To me, if you've heard of the game Don't Starve,
Yeah.
so that's kind of the art style that I got from it.
Yeah, it's kind of cutesy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like more, yeah, like that. But you can sacrifice your villagers.
Yeah, but you're like,
Oh
yeah,
my
you're going through and
God.
you're like trying to convert people to your belief, and yeah, you can sacrifice people, and it's like a little dark and a little funny.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I do want to play it so I can tell you more about it. But I had a friend at work who was telling me about it,
And
I
it's
was
not
like,
out yet?
No,
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 it's out.
it's already out.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, why has nobody told me about this?
And for you specifically, Grayson, because it has a specific Twitch integration.
Oh yeah.
So your followers
cool.
can create characters for your cult. And so like your followers
show
have
their
their names in your game and you
Aw.
can sacrifice your followers. with
That's
Twitch.
amazing.
you do
Also,
that-
by the way, twitch.tv/glumgoggles.
Yeah,
Watch
if
Z.
you, if you jump on, I'll jump on and make a little thing just
Yes.
just so you can
Oh
sacrifice
my god.
me.
Yeah, I need to start streaming more. I have so much fun
we
with
just
it.
talked about on the way over here about streaming again.
Yeah. But yeah, to be the opposite of what y'all were just saying, I, as my cozy gamer self, am really excited for Puff Pals Island Skies.
Okay, but yeah,
I'm so excited, and I don't know when it's coming out because they keep like changing the dates.
I
and
know.
like
I'm just
changing the Kickstarter, and I'm just watching.
I just follow it on Twitter, so I'm like, eventually they're gonna say it comes out, and I'll be surprised, and I'll be happy about it then. And like it looks like it has like cute, fluffy energy, and I love that.
I hope that it's taking so long because they're making it great. That's my dream.
Hopefully.
I'm worried that it's just because it's not like I don't hear a lot of people talking about it yet.
Yeah,
so.
well, I mean, it is a Kickstarter game, so obviously they don't have like a big, I can't think of the word.
Like a network yet.
Didn't we donate or we thought about it?
We wanted to, but at the time they had closed the Kickstarter. And now they're apparently going to reopen the Kickstarter or something in a couple. I could be. Don't listen to me. I could be wrong.
If you donate, like you could get early access or something like that.
Yeah, but they like took the dates down off the website last time I checked. So I didn't read it too far into it, but I'm really excited for that game. It looks really cute. It looks right up my alley. It looks like another Animal Crossing-esque game, which I like.
Yeah, it's like cutesy.
Yeah. And I just love, like, the serotonin of the cute little animals and stuff and having to do all the little tasks. And it's relaxing. I like it.
I was trying to look at the Kickstarter, but that is not in English.
Oh, no.
Side note, while she's looking that up, one of the cute, like, weird bubbly games that you've played recently that was, like, one of my favorites, and I haven't even played it, is Wobbly Dogs.
Oh, yeah, Wobbly Dogs. It was Wobble Dogs.
Wobble Dogs.
Wobble Dogs.
It's on Steam. It's not that much. It's like, what, $10 or something?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just it's like a genetics game where you can, like, breed dogs. But they're, like, these cute little, like, wiener dogs that, like, jiggle while they walk. And you can, like, throw them. And you can kill them. You can feed them. You can breed them. Like, whatever you want to do. And you build their little, like, dog house. It's, like, a passive game. It's not something that you'd play for, like, any kind of goals unless you were just, like, trying to breed a certain dog. But, yeah, you just keep breeding them. Like, you unlock a different dog and then breed one with one of your dogs you already have. And, like, some of them come out short and stubby or tiny and, you know, like, whatever. It's pretty neat. And the more you breed them, or like if you inbreed them, they have issues. Like, it's like pretty in depth for what it is. And then, I was playing that around the same time I was playing Slime Rancher, which is a fantastic game. If you haven't played it.
I can't, like, they do have, like, tiers, like, reward tiers still available, so I assume there's some amount of Kickstarter
still open
for it now. They still have a stretch goal for $2 million for it, so they're still...
Where are they at now?
$2.
I don't know, somewhere.
It's at least one.
There's a lot on this page. It's kind
of confusing.
Have to really dive in, and some of it's not fully in English, so it's kind of hard to tell. But like they have so much. They have trailers and little resident things and videos of farming and customization, and it's very Animal Crossing. They have plushies. Oh my god.
Well, yeah. Originally, it's a plushie company.
It might be worth it for us. Like when we have like some extra cash to like sign up for the first tier.
Yeah, I'd like to.
It's a mushroom.
Oh, I like the moth. Yeah. That's really cute. Yeah, they're originally, I believe, I could be getting this wrong, so don't quote me, but I believe they're originally a plushie company. And like a collectible, like Squishmallows or something, you know, and that they are making a video game out of the characters.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Which is awesome, because that means your favorite characters on there you can own the plushie of, you know, if that's true, which would be awesome.
Oh my god. Okay, so currently the timeline ends with final release being in 2025.
Yeah, and it was 2023, like at one point.
Yeah, now that's their alpha launch.
Yeah.
2023. Early access is 2024 and finalized in 2025. I do like that they're releasing it for all platforms though. So like Switch will be the last thing to get it as the final release, but I like that it's open platform.
I'll probably play PC. So I'm trying to get
PC Master
more
Race.
into PC.
Yep.
Yeah, there's certain games that I can't play without a controller, but for the most part,
you can still use a controller on PC.
I mean,
I know.
I'm playing Disney with a controller on my PC.
Really, I'm playing that one mouse and keyboard. Yeah. That one is pretty good mouse and keyboard. I don't mind it.
No, I played Elden Ring with a controller.
Really?
Exclusive.
I'm playing it with a controller.
My brother only played mouse and keyboard, and I'm like, this is so much. He'd ask me how to do certain things. I'm like, I don't know, dude. I use a freaking controller.
There's some
Yeah.
games you have to though.
Yeah.
Tiny Tina's, I had to play with the controller.
I played that
was
mouse and
way
keyboard.
easier with a controller.
Yeah, that's what you told me, and I kind of wanted to switch over.
Yeah.
'cause it was, it's
I
kinda-
forgot. We didn't
it's-
even talk about Stray either.
Yeah, Stray is adorable.
I played Stray 3 times. I finished it twice in one day, and I will probably not pick that game up again for a long time. But I loved it.
Yeah, I have not finished it yet. Not for lack of not liking it or anything. It's just so many games have piqued my interest recently.
Which
but
is actually a
didn't-
shame though, because it's not a long game.
I know, I need to
6-7
finish
hours
it.
top, and
Yeah.
you're done.
You beat it in under 2.
Yeah, because it's one of the achievements. I
Yeah.
finished it in an hour and 52 minutes.
Wow.
Babe, I'm disappointed in us.
Why?
We didn't even talk about a single Portal game.
Oh yeah, well Portal's my favorite game. Like my favorite console game or whatever other than The Sims. Like
Which is funny because it was never meant to be a Portal game.
yeah.
Ever.
Portal 2 is my all-time favorite video game. Like period. I've played through that game and beat it. Found every Easter egg, like
Portal
every
2
achievement.
is such a good 10 out of 10 game.
Yeah, it's
Surprisingly, I've never
fantastic.
played it, but I've been told repeatedly that
It's
I
a
would
puzzle
really like it.
game.
Played on PC,
you
mouse and
probably like
keyboard.
it.
Yeah,
It's-
you know I love Zelda, which is half
Yeah.
puzzle game, half adventure. So yeah, I would,
She would
probably
get-
like into it.
You'd get nauseous playing it.
Yeah, I am
Oh,
not
yeah,
a
you'd get
motion sickness
really-
person,
yeah.
but I
didn't
almost
think
get
about
nauseous
that.
playing.
Yeah, I
it.
have to wear blue light glasses when I play Tiny Tina's.
Yeah.
I just thought about it. I was like, yeah, no, you're not going to be
You
able
could
to.
give it a try because it is move at your own pace.
Yeah.
So like there's like very rarely anything shooting at you and the things that shoot are stationary so you can just get out of their way. But that is like oh my god, I love that game so much. I love the whole like storyline. I love that you're the female main character, which is cool because
Yeah.
that time there really wasn't a lot of them. So
Like I forgot to talk about how I got really obsessed with Little Nightmares a while back.
oh yeah,
I love them. They're so cute and creepy. And like I made Eric play the scary parts, but like because I saw when the second one was coming out, I saw somebody gameplay like the teacher level in Little Nightmares 2. And it was simultaneously the most horrifying thing I'd ever seen. But it also just looks so interesting, the gameplay. And it's also a full puzzle game. So that was really, really fun. I played through both games. I watched Julian Salamita play through all of it too. And I would watch his streams while I was playing because it was just, he's really funny.
I watch his streams
Those
while
are
I
really
play a
good
lot of
games,
games.
I crack up every time I get a Twitch notification that just goes, "Come get y'all juice."
Come get y'all juice.
I'm like, oh, Julian's on.
I finally was able to come up with my wish list.
Okay,
Yeah.
what is it?
So I had to actually scroll through my Steam wish list to get mine. I'll save those for the last because those are the ones like that are actually going to happen. But so my first one is a really, really geeky one. And speaking of Portal, NVIDIA just announced their 4000 series GPUs. Ooh. So the 4090, the 4080, 12 gig, and 16 gig.
Yep.
They're going to be phenomenal cards.
Of course.
So with those, of course, they have RTX like the 2000 and 3000
Yeah.
series. But there is a studio out there, I don't know who, that's supposed to be a quote-unquote remastering Portal 2 with RTX.
What?
Yeah. Like modern graphics with RTX. So like you remember what Minecraft looked like when I did RTX mods for you.
Yeah.
Imagine Portal.
Yeah, that'd be
Like that.
incredible.
Yeah.
What they need to do is come out with a Portal 3.
All right, so that's funny because the next one on my list,
Half-Life 3?
Half-Life 3.
Is that actually coming out or
It's-
it's just a rumor
That's a whole nother podcast that could be 2 hours long in itself.
about how they never come out with
Yep,
a
it's,
third
yeah.
of any of their games?
Hey, we got Half-Life Alex. I can't ask for more. Half-Life Alex.
I
is
can ask for
phenomenal.
more. Portal.
Speaking of, or small tangent on the Half-Life Alex thing.
I loved when Eric played Half-Life with Alex because I would come and poke him when he was getting scared. That was really fun for me.
They have some dude made a whole mod that turns Half-Life Alex into John Wick.
Yes.
It is
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yes.
It is so good.
All right, we're canceling the podcast early. I'm going home.
It is. He has, I think, 2 or 3 chapters at this point with different objectives and different storylines, but like actual places in John Wick into the game, everything.
Yeah.
The gunplay of Half-Life Alex is, of course, just already phenomenal in general. But then you get the weird like actual movement and stuff like that. It's just really good. My
In
bad.
reality, you just pet your dog until someone shoots it.
Yep.
John Wick mod. We're doing selfies now. And then my last two are, of course, GTA 6. We don't have to go into details, but of course, GTA 6. I have played literally every single Grand Theft Auto game that has ever come out.
Yep.
Literally.
I'm looking forward to that one too.
Except for, believe it or not, the expansions for GTA 4. I never played The Ballad of Gay Tony, or what was the other GTA 4 expansion?
Wait, did you say the Ballad of Gay Tony?
That's the name of the expansion.
Yeah.
And then the motorcycle one had something to do with a motorcycle club. I can't remember. Anyway, I haven't played the expansions for GTA 4, but yeah, anything GTA related, yes. OMG, yes.
I used to have a girl biker gang in GTA.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 6 of us.
Yeah.
And we'd get on there on live. It was really fun.
And my last one is actually something you can go play right now. It's in early access and it's on Steam, but it's called I'm weird. If you want to play that plushie, I can't remember the name of it now. You just talked
Puff
about
Pals
Pals.
Island Skies.
If you want to play that in early access, I'll buy it for you. You can play it, but I'm not huge on early access, and I'm kind of one of those. I'm cheap. I wait till a game is in final, and then it goes on sale, and then I'm gonna buy it. The one I'm waiting on for that right now is called Ready or Not, and it's. Have you seen it?
I own it.
Face. Yeah,
I own it.
So it is a SWAT-based simulator. So you play as a SWAT member, completing objectives as a SWAT team, and like it's like line for line. Like you have to command your team to open this door, flashbang this room, take the hostages, whatever. Because I've played SWAT 4. Do you remember when I played that game pretty heavily? She was like, "You got to play that game with your headphones. It's too realistic. It's freaking me out."
Yeah, I hated that because the 911 calls and stuff would go through, and that stuff like. I like to watch true crime stuff, but I have to skip over like live 911 calls.
So
they make me like that stomach drop, icky feeling. I do not like them at all.
So Ready or Not is that like times 10.
Yeah.
Like it is like literally you could probably use it to train a SWAT team like pretty close. And it looks like so much fun because you own it. Yeah. What is your first personal opinion of it?
So it's not like that game is
remembering it's an early access.
That game is a sim.
Yeah.
It is not just an FPS. It is a sim game. It is a actual SWAT simulator. Like it is very good. You walk around the corner, you don't look, you're gonna get popped in the face. Like you die. There's no it's like 2 or 3 hits to kill you. No, you're dead.
You have to pie your corners. You have to
So you have a team with you. It's dark. You have night vision. You have all this other stuff.
Anxiety inducing.
This is very.
I told you.
I was in the army. I want to.
The face. Why didn't we record this on camera? The faces.
Hey, she was.
Am I wrong?
You're gonna look at me and tell me I'm wrong.
Exactly.
She came down in a bubble, Doug.
Dog. It's not Doug.
He says Doug at a different part, but it's not that part.
Oh, I thought it was Doug.
Wait, it might be Doug.
Came down in a bubble, dog.
I think it's Doug.
Hang on.
We're gonna resolve this
Hang on.
Right now.
live on air.
But it's awesome.
It's one of my favorite internet videos.
It's not glitchy at all, even if it is early access. It's really good. I'd recommend it. Honestly, if you want to play it before you buy it, come over, play it, have fun with it.
My birthday is October 19th.
Wait, are we ready to resolve
You don't know. don't really buy it right now for me.
Are we ready to resolve it?
If you want to buy me a video game, buy me Tarkov. Anyway.
I have that too.
Let me turn this all the way up.
Now listen.
A princess! A wicked witch of the east, bro! I'm gonna stab him. You're gonna look at me and you're gonna tell me that I'm wrong? Am I wrong? It's my favorite. She wore a crown and she came down in a bubble.
It's Doug.
Dog.
It's
Doug. That is Doug.
Stand by, dog.
It's Doug.
Where's the videos on TikTok of somebody writing that out on the paper?
Hang on. I literally have a cross stitch saved for this.
It's Doug.
While she's looking for that, though, what game is it that I have? I have a game saved on Steam.
Doug.
That's not released yet.
Are you signed into Steam on your phone?
Doug.
Because I can
it's dog.
It's Doug.
It's D-A-W-G, Dowg. Dowg.
That is D-O-U-G, Doug.
It's D-A-W-G, Doug.
D-A-W-G, Dowg.
WWW.
No.
George W.
Oh, can you look at my wish list?
I'm going to try.
Yeah, I know I have a game on my Steam wish list, and I should know this, but that's like not available yet.
You know what else I forgot to talk about?
What?
Ori and the Blind Forest.
Oh, that game is so cute.
I have not finished it yet, but it's super cute. And it's very reminiscent of like the Flash games I used to play. So I've really been enjoying it.
As we've been talking, I just keep realizing there's so many games I didn't mention. We could do this podcast for hours.
Oh, yeah.
Like Limbo and Inside, amazing. Those
Is it
ones
this
are
one?
awesome. Sea of Thieves. Yeah, Ooblets.
What?
You want to
the
pass it
fuck
around?
is Ooblets?
Yeah, this is another one that's like not released yet.
That's my favorite thing about Steam. You can look at other people's wish lists, and like I'll just randomly buy her a game and just like, here you go.
He pretty much buys me anything that's on my wish list because I don't keep much on there.
Yeah.
I'm not like a gamer where I have to own a bunch of games. Like
Why do you have cities on there? Oh, because we got rid of Game Pass.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't play it enough to purchase.
I wish I could
though.
give you my Steam
You
copy
never
of it, 'cause I
buy
never
me
play
games
it.
off my wish list.
But yeah, City
Are there games
Skylines.
on your wish list?
Yeah.
Also
We
a
didn't even
great
talk about
game.
that.
Roller Coaster and Zoo Tycoon were
Didn't
some of
even
my
talk about that.
childhood games.
Oh,
that
I
loved.
forgot all
Yeah.
about Roller Coaster Tycoon.
So this is
Tycoon game.
this is
I
sounding
don't
like,
like tycoon games, but
Oh, I love them.
I
I
love
love
Roller
the
Coaster
stories about
Tycoon.
them, though.
this is sounding like Video Game Cast Part 2.
This looks so
Yeah,
cute.
we'll probably end up doing another one. Yeah, it looks like similar to that Puff Pals one,
Yeah.
but
Oh, there's a mushroom in
so like the Ooblets one, apparently when you like farm and stuff, like you harvest your crops, but one of them might be a living little creature that comes out and follows you around.
I had an
And that's
ooblet
what
this
the
morning.
Ooblet is.
Oh my god, it's like Pumpkin and Steven Universe.
I've never seen that, but sure.
Oh my god, I will make you watch it.
I tried to watch Steven
w-
Universe because I liked.
No. We talked about this. I have the freaking list of the only episodes that you need for plot. And there's a pumpkin and it acts like a dog and he's adorable.
Aw,
It's a pumpkin that act like a dog.
Watermelon.
dog.
No, you're thinking of Watermelon Steven.
Oh, no, it is a pumpkin. Yeah, okay. I was talking
Yeah.
about- I
Yeah,
remember.
because Peridot takes care
Yeah,
of him.
Peridot takes care of it.
But yeah, I have a list of literally the episodes that you have to watch for plot.
Yeah,
And
you'll have to
cuts out,
share it with me.
Cuts out literally everything else.
Because, yeah, I could not. I tried. I just couldn't get into it. I loved Adventure Time. I watched all of that. And I was told I
couldn't
could.
get into Adventure Time.
Oh, my God. I love
Adventure Time is D&D for kids.
Every
Yeah.
once in a while, I'll go back and watch some of it because I really just want to get to the Marceline and Princess Bubblegum arc.
Yeah.
But especially because it was written by the creator of Steven Universe. So
Yeah.
I know it's good writing.
Yeah. Well, I freaking love it. That show makes me cry. For a kid's cartoon. Like, that's a lot.
Back to what you were saying about Tarkov.
Yeah.
Tarkov is pain.
It's another sim game.
Disguised as pain.
Yeah.
It's
The Long Dark.
awful.
That's also a pain game.
There's another
Did you
one.
play that one?
The Long Dark. I've
The Long
heard of it.
Dark.
I've seen people
It's
play
that
it.
survival one.
Yeah.
It's like
but
art,
it's like
but
legit survival. Yeah, like you can't see in the dark. You will freeze to death. You have no map. You have no
Yep.
compass. Like it's snowing.
Yep.
And you're just in the woods and like there's nothing to hunt with. Like you have to just figure it out. And I remember I got like 10 hours into that game at one point and I hadn't made like hardly any progress, just walking mostly and trying to find places to sleep. And I f***ing fell through the ice in the lake. And like when that game's over, you don't reload. It's done. You start over. Period. There's no saving and coming back to where you were at. Like you're dead. You have to like get to a point and then you can save it, you know? But if you're just out, like the end.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
did you ever play Rust at all?
I want to. That's another one I need to put on my wish list. I'm not huge into those like survival games.
So, don't play Rust by yourself.
I just
I've
Is it
got.
terrifying or it's hard?
It's hard. So I've got I've got 900 hours in Rust. That's
Christ.
the game I probably have on my Steam with the most hours recorded.
Yeah.
I have almost 900 hours in Rust. Tarkov
I
is
ugly cry
not
every time I watch it.
like Rust in a sense. It has some aspects of the same stuff, but Tarkov is at its like the gist of it is really a battle royale.
Yeah.
Not like that though. Not like Fortnite.
Yeah, it's not like
Fortnite sucks.
it's not like PUBG or Fortnite
Yeah.
or anything
PUBG
like
is
that.
amazing.
Or
Yeah,
even
it's
War.
not
It's not
like
even like
that.
Warzone.
Right, so like you drop into a map, there's potentially 6 to 10 of you in a map.
Don't you start with literally nothing, like no HUD, no map?
I love that you guys gave all these shooter games, and my brain was like Super Smash Bros. I hate Battle Royale and first-person shooters so much.
I'm not a Battle Royale fan either. Other than
I'm not
PUBG.
a Royale fan either.
PUBG was pretty fun.
The only time I ever
was
thought
fun.
anything was good about PUBG was when Jenna and Julian were playing it because
They're
they
the
were
reason
hilarious.
I tried it, and it actually was so fun.
I'm not surprised.
I don't like Royale
they
games.
They can tell me anything.
Yeah.
I don't like Royale games because I suck at games, period. So when I die, you die and it's done.
Yeah,
It's like,
and
I hate
it's worse than Tarkov.
Yeah.
So like, you don't just die; you lose everything you brought with you and
Yeah.
everything you found.
Yep.
So
It's Minecraft.
yeah, and you can't get it.
That's
There's no
actually a
getting it
good.
back.
That's actually a good, like, you loot and find stuff just like you do in Minecraft, and if you die, you die. Like,
Yeah.
you're
And
done.
there's-
I hope you stored it somewhere.
And there's insurance in the game. Like the traders will insure your gear, but you can only get it back if nobody loots it.
Yeah.
So if someone kills you, another player kills you and takes your stuff, you're not getting it back. It's done. And then you start off with like a minimal amount of stuff, like a few guns, some body armor, and other random stuff. And then you go into a map, get some stuff, and then, like you said, no map, no
Yeah.
compass, no nothing.
Yeah.
And these maps are huge. There's no weird random ways to get across the map or anything like that. You run, you have stamina, you have weight, you have health, you have energy, hydration. If you get shot in the leg, you can't run anymore. You're sitting there limping across the map. Like,
It sounds
you'll bleed
really
out.
similar to the Long Dark, except without all the fighting. It's just nature that you're against there. But
Yeah. And so there's random AI that runs around, and then of course there's players as well. And yeah, it's a lot
Was
to
that
get
the
into.
one I used to come fuck with you while you were playing it?
Probably not. That was probably Rust.
Oh, probably. You did play a lot of Rust.
Yeah.
I'm shocked you didn't talk about Terraria. Wormhole Unlocked. He played this stupid game so much.
Terraria is the 2D platformer version of Minecraft, for those who don't know.
Oh, really?
I would say so.
How do you have a platformer version of Minecraft?
Look it up. Terraria, I think, is probably $5.
This
It's like,
man played it literally so many times.
Really?
That one I probably have a good
Because it doesn't
300
it,
to
like,
400 hours
randomly-
into.
Doesn't it
Wow.
like randomly generate a map so it's a little different every time you play?
Yeah.
it's like if
100%.
Mario Brothers and Minecraft adopted a pixel.
Yeah, honestly, it's so fun. It's honestly a 2D side scroller version of Minecraft, except there is a lot more combat in that game, and there's a lot more focus on bosses and things like that. And I never thought that I would like that game because I've never liked side scrollers. I've never liked 2D games like that. And my brother was like, "Hey, play this game with me." I looked at it and I was like, "That looks dumb." And then I got into it and I was like, "Oh no,
Oh, no.
I'm in." And
Oh
so
no, I like it.
I played that a lot, and it's so fun. It's just really cool because you can build stuff just like you can in Minecraft, of course, but it's all 2D, so it's just flat.
I think you can play it in creative mode too.
Yeah,
That's
you
cool.
can. And
Yeah.
of course, if there's what they call T-Mod Loader, which they just released on Steam, because before you had to actually go to their website and download it. It wasn't an official Steam thing for Terraria yet. But you can download mods through there and all kinds of other stuff, and the mods are really, really cool. Add completely different elements to the actual maps and bosses and items and all kinds of other stuff. So
That's a whole nother episode right there in itself.
Yeah.
Shoot,
mods.
Speaking of which,
Just
Sorry.
mods.
yeah.
before we wrap up, does anybody have any other games they're looking forward to coming out, or did we pretty much covered them all?
Pretty much covered it all.
I'm looking
honestly.
forward to the next D&D game we play.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I don't want to draw the podcast out any longer than it needs to be, but I was thinking for the next one because all right, so I jumped on a high horse and I was like, I'm going to DM the next one. I'm going to write my own story. I can't do any of that.
No. It's not bad.
So
really
I was
not.
really nervous about it.
no, I can DM, but like writing all the stuff out's my problem.
Yeah.
So I was thinking like, what if I could find like a pre-written one pretty close to what I wanted to do? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Would you guys be down?
Yeah,
Yeah, of
100%.
course.
Okay, cool.
And I mean, you don't always have to follow what they did.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You could always pull from multiple
Yeah.
stories that you've seen just to like add quest. line
You'll
and stuff
probably
like that.
find that as you start it, like you'll be rewriting it as you go in
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
sessions.
We're going to ruin it.
What I wanted to do, what I wanted to do was build. I won't like ruin the whole idea, but I wanted to build a Doom style D&D game where it was like Doom monsters and you were one of the Doom characters, like the main characters, but like instead of like swords and daggers and such, like you actually had weapons and but the combat and the way D&D's laid out, you can't really do weapons. Everything would be like a crossbow pretty much.
Yeah.
Look up modernized D&D.
Yeah.
There are
A lot of
campaigns and adaptations that people have made for like modern military style D&D.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people will go ahead and make you character and stat sheets and stuff. But like my campaign that I wrote was based off of a book that I read.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I love this book, and it was like these 3 haunted houses that were like glued together, but you could only see one of them. So when they went upstairs and they came back down, it was a completely different house.
Yeah.
But everything in it was trying to kill them. So
it was such a fun campaign.
That was what I based my campaign off of, though. And I was gonna reread the book to try to throw in more elements, but like nobody else read the book, so it wouldn't matter. So I just ended up writing this story around the house. But
So I'm
That's
gonna
fun.
try to find a pre-built campaign that's kind of close to my idea, and then probably do something off of that.
Yeah.
And we can.
Awesome.
it'd be fun.
It's a good time to get a break from the video games and play a real life game with your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love D&D. It's
I love
so
D&D
fun.
too.
Escapism for the win.
Yes.
Yeah, no, like whatever you come up with, we're just gonna ruin anyways. So
Yeah,
True.
Sure.
ask Grayson.
Yeah. Rewrote my whole campaign after episode 1. Like,
I'm gonna go mess up the butcher.
anyway, thanks for listening, and
Yeah. Thanks for joining once again. Sorry, there's no video to this one, but
We're getting we've got the audio finally sorted out really
Yeah.
well.
we all have our very own microphones this
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah, so check us out on Spotify and YouTube. We're going to try to post every Tuesday. And does anybody want to give out their socials for anything else?
Twitch.tv/GLUMM. No, not MM. I'm thinking of my old one was Glummy Bear.
we're just gonna put it on the screen for the.
Yeah.
It'll just be
Yeah.
in the description.
Yeah, just my Twitch will be in the description.
Cool.
I know it's
yeah.
Glum
Go
Goggles
follow
with a
me.
Z.
Yeah, Glum Goggles with a Z. I don't stream that much, but when I do, it's a really good time.
Yeah, hey_Foxy_lady on Instagram and TikTok. I make fairy content.
And for future reference, me and Alicia are talking about working on streaming together sometime some of our fun, cozy games. Anyway, all right. Logging off. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace out.
Bye.
Thanks, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.